Hey Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6 in the Gathering Storm expansion as Hungary. Now where we left off, we had liberated Lahore, and it is currently flipping independent, but that should be fine. It should get its city-state loyalty bonus next turn or so. Katarja would like to buy some of my turtles, but she's not really paying me enough. 3 gold per turn really does not appeal to me, so I'm going to see if she'll give me open borders, and she will for 21 gold. We could almost kill this crossbowman, but if I could get Himiko over adjacent to these 2 swordsmen, we should be able to easily kill this crossbowman and then keep advancing. We have another settler finished in the capital, and I think I'm going to avoid settling down here in this tundra until I potentially see some strategic resources. I already have access to the truffles. The only strategic I would maybe want is the incense, but I already have access to that over here as well, so I would maybe prefer to settle up here to the north, get another access to a horse resource. So I think I'll settle up in this direction because it could potentially open up some interesting moves for me. Let's use Himiko's charm in Lahore right now. That'll net me about 100 extra faith. I'm kind of waiting for this great general to get over here, and that'll give us a little bit of extra movement. So I'll spend a turn or 2 healing on these guys, and then the great general will allow me to approach this city much quicker. You can tell that the city isn't building walls in the fog of war, so I'm not in a great rush to rush this down. Chukwito is building walls, so maybe I'll actually come up through here and try to liberate these cities first before I move down south. Lovely, there is engineering. So let's go ahead and place down our aqueducts. We'll place 1 in the capital, but we're not going to build them immediately, and we'll place the second one in Pesh right there. Because we captured Lahore, we actually got the boost for feudalism, which is going to be nice for building things like, if I get ironworking, it would be nice to be able to get military engineering to pick up niter, to be able to boost out some musketmen. I'm sitting on an envoy, and I think I would put that into Geneva, but I think I'll wait on that front. We have a crossbowman being annoying here. You know what might be worth it? To try to get rid of this crossbowman. I tell you what, actually, if I could get rid of this crossbowman and have a great general in position with a battering ram, this kind of appeals to me because I think I could do some serious damage to this city, and this guy will take a promotion next turn. She does, or the Incas do have vampires, but I might be able to just ignore it and do so much damage to the city that it doesn't matter, because I'm only getting a minor defeat without a battering ram. So if I can get that battering ram in position next turn, we'll maybe be able to break it. They do have a double city shot, but I can swap my infantry out, and there are farms to pillage here, so I think I can actually break this city. Yeah, we took a decent chunk of damage on this guy, but again, he has a promotion, and we have a thing to pillage, so I'll take the tortoise promotion on this guy to make him tankier. We'll step this swordsman forward, we'll move the battering ram forward, we'll do a ton of damage to this city, we'll keep the rest of these guys fortified. Himiko is in a good position right here. I mean, look at this, we have 58 combat strength on these swordsmen. It may even be worth it to go for oligarchy here, since we're at war, and I'm tempted to spend the 50 gold to get that extra 4 combat strength. So let's do it. Let's go to oligarchy. We're not building settlers right now, so we can ignore that. We could plug in unit maintenance, or we could plug in maneuver to build more cavalry more quickly. And I could also plug in Republican legacy. That would get me a little bit of housing and amenities. But yeah, I'm not building settlers right now, so I think I'll plug in Ilkum, and I'll leave things the way they are right now. I could plug in Diplomatic League to get an extra envoy in Geneva. When I place it there, that'll also give me access to Sun Wukong, and then we can be able to get that, just pressure Geneva a little bit easier, because we can switch back to the envoy per turn thing once we have feudalism. So we took a decent chunk of damage on this guy, but we'll be able to retreat him and promote, and our dudes have so much movement that I'm not worried about this. So I'll retreat you, you'll promote with Tortoise, you can smash this city, and we are smashing this city, I might add. And now that it only has 1 shot, so we might even be able to be a little bit more aggressive. I could potentially step this swordsman over this way, because he just does so much damage at this point that I don't think I can be stopped, really. Oh wow, Incan swordman went into the water and then attacked my swordsman right here, but it wasn't enough to actually kill him. And he actually got himself killed, which he's probably going to be a bit put out by. If I move Himiko here, I should be able to have the extra damage to pressure that guy and then step her back here to provide assistance. Yeah, we're going to be able to... Oh, wow, this build is insane, okay? This is ridiculous. And also, I could actually run back to Lahore and levy this heavy chariot for myself too. I don't think I'm going to bother. Well, actually, if I were to levy it, I would get extra envoys with Lahore and bring them all the way up to the max rank. So that's a tempting idea. I have a second horseman, and I think 2 extra horsemen should be enough to be able to break this. So in my capital now, what is my next thing? I think if I pick up aqueducts, that would give me the boost towards military engineering, which would unlock niter, which would give me the boost towards armories. And then I'm about to get the feudalism civic, so I can get armories pretty quickly here because I have almost everything on the way there boosted. So technologically, we're in a great spot. Even if our science isn't that high, I don't think that matters too much because we're just in such a strong position. Right, we have feudalism. There is it. We will plug in serfdom to get the extra builder actions. We won't change anything else. I could go for now divine right to get heavy cavalry production, and that kind of has its own appeal to me. Yeah, I think I might head that way. So I think I might head towards Divine Right as my next civic. I think we can take this city now. The city belongs to me. The city is pretty low on health and we have a vampire and stuff, like, you know, causing us problems. But we will keep the city. And I don't have a governor to put in it, which is kind of unfortunate. But I actually don't care if this flips independent because I should have 10 turns to run around and do what I need. So I'll step you over here. I'll levy this heavy chariot, which will give me 2 extra envoys in this city-state. Now I have a heavy chariot who will become a knight very soon, and I can start advancing with this swordsman. And this warrior could become a swordsman as well. Now he's not going to be as good as these levied ones, and I have 13 turns remaining on those, but he's still going to be decent. He's one of my units. I'll probably go for the monument construction in here. This city will almost certainly flip independent, but I don't care that much about that. We have another builder. Do I get another copy of Mercury online? Have I sold off all my Mercury? I could use another copy of Mercury. I think I only have 1 or 2 improved right now, so I'll improve that Mercury. She'll only pay 1 gold per turn for it. Now I think, did I already sell Mercury to Poundmaker? He'll buy it for 10 gold. What about turtles as well? Oh wow, he'll pay me for turtles and Mercury, 20 gold per turn. That's an incredible deal. We should be now making 42 gold per turn, which is incredible. I'm talking about Edgar. Again, this city just is never gonna be that good. So I think our best bet is to just accept that this city will never be very good and use it to produce, again, empire-wide infrastructure like traders and builders, especially because I have Liang here. I can get 6 charge builders and massively improve my cities. How much is it to faith purchase a settler? 320 faith. So I'm hoping to faith purchase 1 or 2 settlers this era. With my faith generation. That would be supremely nice for me. Right, there's access to castles. We can now get the Black Army as well as the Alhambra if we want. I'm going to step this swordsman forward and take the Tortoise promotion. This swordsman is going to step forward as well. And I think we can do a significant chunk of damage to that city without taking really much in return. And we can start moving our swordsman over this way. We could do incredible damage here and then be on a terrace farm and be in position to potentially do some interesting stuff with this swordsman. Yeah, everything's looking good. We have another 12 turns on these units. We have another swordsman coming and we have a chariot en route. So I'm very happy with the current status of all my units and stuff. Tech-wise, I really want military engineering to get access to niter, so that's what I'm going to research next. I could build the Alhambra where I do plan to build a industrial zone, but I would maybe rather build that in Pesh. I mean, it is a military policy slot and +2 amenities and great general points, so it has some appeal to me, but I might hold off on building it. Let's grab the encampment in Pex at least. I think that's going to be our next goal, is to try to build this city up a little bit. We got the granary in Miskolc, and this city is mostly going to exist for this campus, but I think I also want settler production from somewhere. So maybe I go for the campus in here? Or do I just press for more settlers? Because a 32 turn settler could be boosted quite a bit by the settler card in the not too distant future. I definitely want to upgrade both of these black army units, but I can only do one this turn. So I'll do this guy. That gives me some era score. I'll have another guy in position, and he should be able to upgrade in like 2 or 3 turns. This black army will be able to support my main army, like once he gets over here. And he's not too far away. I'm going to vote down this military emergency twice, because that'll make my life a little bit harder for passes. It almost certainly will pass. And that's bad. It's bad that that's passing, because now I'm at war with all 3 people, and a lot of my economy was dependent on trading with those people. They get +5 healing in my territory, and their city strikes hit a little bit more harder. I think it is what's the downside? Yeah, I have -2 combat strength when I'm fighting them, which is a significant debuff, but it's not going to stop me from like capturing cities. That's the important thing. And even if I can't hold these cities right now, I'm kind of okay with that. You can't take the city on your own because you're a regular swordsman. But you can move up here and potentially kill this guy and then be inside Himiko's defense. And then you'll be able to promote. Okay. Everything is looking great for me right now. I mean, I actually have loyalty in Cajamarca. Somehow, this city has loyalty. Oh, it's because of the emergency. That's right. A little bit worrying, but I might be able to get units over there to make a difference. Now, in terms of settling, I think I had decided that I wanted to settle for these 2 luxuries as well as the horses. So I'm going to head up this direction, because this will be a really, really good gold generation city, because it has a plantation and a camp, and both of these generate gold, as well as access to these nice horses. Now, how am I going to design this city? This is the kind of city that could potentially be a science production city. So I think that might be what I do here. I might like do a campus on this tile, maybe like an aqueduct here, and then settle on this tile, and then it'll just be a good science city. Because I need a mixture of science and production cities, and right now I only have a couple of science cities. It's going to take a little bit longer to get my black armies online now that I lost my gold income, or at least I lost a chunk of my gold income. Right, nice. Campus adjacency and recorded history is fine. The loyalty in here is pretty bad. I'm going to pillage this commercial hub. I need to kill this catapult. So I'll probably... yeah, I'll attack with this guy, kill with you, that'll promote him. Then you'll take the battle cry promotion, so you're very, very tanky against crossbowmen. We'll move Himiko and the Great General forward. This heavy chariot can guard this city until I can bring this swordsman down from pillaging to guard it. I have a governor title. I could grab Victor. I'm going to grab Victor and pop him into Wanuku just to buy me a few more turns, because I would like to hold on to some of these cities. Now that I'm actually holding this with the loyalty from the emergency, that's opening up some really, really cool options for me. I really feel like I've been incredibly lucky this game. Everything is just like lining up for me in ways that I really did not expect. I do have to be careful. I only have 10 turns left on these swordsmen. That's 10 turns to kill Cusco and Olian Tambo. And every turn that goes by, his potential to increase his military score goes up pretty dramatically. Lovely. So we're starting to get farms along this river. That's really, really nice tiles. I would like to get a farm triangle here as well, but I have to wait for a city to grow to that tile. Okay, this city spawned some walls, which means it's now doing pretty good damage. So I'm just going to retreat. Okay, you have a promotion. Can you step to the left and still attack? Can you step forward all the way? You will promote with Battle Cry. You're going to heal for a turn. You'll also heal for a turn. We can attack this this chariot, break the chariot, kill it, and now we're in position to threaten the crossbows. We're all covered by the Great General. Wanuku has 7 turns until it goes independent, which is fine, because we should be able to take out Cusco and give the city more liberation time. I still have the double envoy card plugged in. This gave me access to the Owls of Minerva. Yes! So the Owls of Minerva, I definitely want when I'm playing Hungary, the Owls. I could go for a vampire, but I feel like Owls is more thematic for Hungary because we get the +1 economic policy slot. We get the ability to trade internationally with the city-states. So that's going to open up really, really cool options for us. I think Elves of Minerva is just more thematic and fun because it's all based around envoys, and Hungary is a very envoy-heavy civilization. So this just feels right to me. Now I could plug in colonization comfortably, and I think I get rid of this and I plug in conscription maybe, because I'm not actually producing units at the moment, which is fine. So now we're in like really good production territory. We're making tons of gold, we're making tons of production science, all that stuff, and we've managed to hurt the Inca's science. That's another important part of this puzzle, is that the Inca science is significantly reduced. These swordsmen are very strong, but I think, is it worth it to fight to get a level? I think I'll let him hit me. All right, we're taking a significant chunk of damage here, but this vampire is extremely vulnerable to my attacks right now. There was a major flood up here which damaged that city. That'll make my life easier when I actually go back to take that on. All right, let's kill the vampire. Then we're in position to heal next turn. This swordsman can walk all the way through, take up the front line. We'll take a moment to heal, or do we attack? I think we just keep attacking, because if we can keep up our momentum, that's like really good. I'll position this chariot here on the campus so that this crossbowman is incentivized to shoot the chariot, because the chariot should be my weakest unit at the moment. I'll bring my black army around for the flank as well. I built the aqueduct in my capital. That wasn't what I meant to do. That was actually a mistake. So what's our next move? I could continue to produce units and maybe getting my hands on a black army or two, or even a swordsman or two to support my army will be good. I don't need builders. I'm spamming those out of Egger. So maybe it could be a thing where I just get more settlers and try to fill out my land to support a larger army. And this is the city. If I'm going to do it anywhere, this is the city to get settlers. Like, I know I'm doing it over in Miskolc, but that's because I just need more production being put into settlers because I don't have enough cities down on the map just yet. So we'll place Debrecen, or Debrecen, or whatever it's called. We'll place the aqueduct in this city. We'll cancel the aqueduct. We'll delete the pin. We'll purchase. Let me have a look. Do we want to purchase a campus location just now? I might actually wait on that. And instead, in here, I could use a builder. I have a builder running around, or I will in a few turns. And I'll be able to walk it over here. Take 26 turns for a builder. The city will grow in 6, so it would go a little bit quicker. I'll tell it to focus on production. You know what? I'll go for the watermill to try to build this city up a little bit quicker. Although it doesn't have any food resources, so the watermill is pretty low value. But the extra +1 production, yeah, you know what? Builder is just a way more efficient investment here. Although I do build city center buildings in double speed right now in this era. And that's something I should consider, especially for my capital, because I can build that granary in 2 turns. So I'll go granary into settlers, and that'll just give me a little bit more housing and a little bit more food. We have an aqueduct in here, and we're going to want to play around what infrastructure we already have. If we already have an aqueduct here, that means this city has good potential. Like, that's a +3 industrial zone right there. Which means it could potentially be a military production area. It has really bad base production, which is a bit of a problem. So this is just a bad city. That's something I have to get into my head. This is just a bad city, so what will a bad city do with its time? Well, there's kind of 3 roles of a bad city: settler production, builder production, or amenity production. And really, if this city had a builder and a couple of like lumber mills and maybe a mine here and a lumber mill here, it wouldn't be like horrendous, but it would still be a bad city. So I may invest a few builder charges in here and just like spam builders out of this city to try to improve my conquered lands. And I think that's the reasonable thing to do. Sometimes you're going to conquer cities that just aren't very good and you have to make like decisions that aren't ideal. One more turn until we can get our second black army. Have this little horsey man sitting here waiting for that. Your time will come, I promise you, little horseman. So we tanked with the chariot, which is what we were hoping to do. We're going to continue to advance now. We can get the kill here. Right, so that's a death, instant. We can get the kill here, I believe, like so. The black army can come around. We'll bring the great general forward. We'll bring Himiko forward. And we'll pop Himiko up there to give even more combat strength to the black army. We'll start getting experience in the black army by attacking this city. And we'll take a turn to heal. We'll take a turn to heal. Do I have anything I want to pillage in this city? Not really. I'm going to just avoid pillaging for the short term. Even if pillaging is really damn powerful. We'll get our second black army like we talked about. Okay, I'm going to step forward here, and I think I'll pillage for health. I'll bring this swordsman forward. We'll do damage to the city. I want to level up my black army. So ideally, I would get the kill with this guy, because it's worth 10 experience for a kill, which will be multiplied by my experience modifiers, which means this guy will now level up. And I want to try to focus my level ups onto those units. And I want to check. How much damage could you take the city out on your own? Not without a battering ram. So what if I brought the battering... Well, the battering ram is needed down south. So... Now, 6 turns until I have to get back to Rapa Nui to do the thing again. Yeah, so I'm going to have to... Unfortunately, I'm going to have to pull Himiko off because there's a very, very small window in which these units will go independent, and then I can reacquire them with one of Himiko's last charges. So I'm going to start sending her over to Rapa Nui to be able to levy the rest of these units. Right, we'll keep this city. Now, Rebellion in 131 turns means that we are fine here. We're now secured. And if we can just take out the rest of his cities, we're going to be perfectly fine. And we're off to an amazing start. We got the Theatre Square in Sazed. Again, this is my science and culture city. So I want to get the amphitheater in here as soon as possible. This city exists solely to generate culture and science for me. Right, we have some annoying... Right, lovely. There is Niter. Perfect. And we did find a really, really good city with Niter down here to the south. Did we find any actual Niter inside our territory? We have a Niter tile over here and another Niter tile over here. So those Niter tiles are going to help a lot in improving the quality of my empire. I'm going to pull back with the Black Army. Then I want to get Depredation to be able to pillage more. This Black Army is moving forward and we'll pillage this commercial hub for gold. That gold will, come in pretty handy over the course of the game. We should be able to power through here. So we'll attack this swordsman. Then we'll move this swordsman forward to attack the vampire. And then we'll attack the vampire again. I can smash this catapult. Get a little bit of experience on this guy from killing that catapult. Now, tech-wise, it would be good for me to have celestial navigation. But I also want to pick up apprenticeship because it's about time I started placing my industrial zones. I have a builder in Egger. Do I need to improve anything? It would be nice maybe to take one of these farms off of my capital to be able to grow this city just that little bit quicker. 7-turn growth is good. Although the city doesn't need a huge amount of growth, to be honest. It'll probably build an entertainment complex and an encampment at some point. But I think the entertainment complex will be a guarantee. And that's mainly so that the city just uses up less amenities for me. So I'll place that entertainment complex since that's something I plan to build. And I will instead just keep making builders. Although I could use another trader, so I'll make sure I get a trader in here first. Most of my cities have pretty improved land. Only my capital is really lacking a fishing boat. And since I have the fishing boat pantheon, that would be good to prioritize. So I may lose this guy. Oh no, he actually managed to survive and he got a promotion. That's a big deal because I'll be able to step forward. I can step forward with this guy and promote with commando. You need a little bit of XP, so that's fine. Bring my great general forward a tile. Come forward with you, do damage to this guy. You'll take 2 shots, but you also have the things that make you tanky. So you should be fine. We'll bring the chariot over here to garrison Cusco. We'll move the Black Army here to get pillaging. This Black Army's also looking for potential pillages, but we've pretty much pillaged the only thing of value in this city, so I'm not worried. Then we'll bring this swordsman up who will kill the catapult. And now we're very, very close to threatening the last major city that the Incas have, and we should be able to do it in just a couple of turns. Meanwhile, Himiko, again, is making her way back over to Rapa Nui. Promotions available, taking a bit of damage. You're a little bit hurt. I might have to have you sit in the city for a bit. But let's bring the Black Army across. Okay, we'll bring this swordsman to the... Well, no, bring the swordsman here. We'll go here. You don't have a promotion, so I'll step you into the city. You will promote with Tortoise. These are just really, really tanky units. We'll smash our infantry into the city. Can we break the walls? It's a minor victory. Maybe I could get my Great General a little bit closer, and now becomes a major victory. And then with the Great General as well, we can completely rip the walls down, and now we're not under any threat. We'll be able to pillage and do everything we need to do. Perfect. Almost have the faith I need to purchase a settler, and I'm going to do that next turn. First, though, I want to capture this last city. I'm definitely going to... I don't need all of my units to attack, so I'm going to pillage for 50 health here. I will need this swordsman to do damage. Then I'll need this guy to attack the city, and then this guy to finish the city, because I want that 13 experience on him, because that'll get him really close to level 3. We'll keep the city. We have a ton of grievances with this guy, but we have completely crippled his economy, and now all of his cities essentially belong to us. I don't know why the loyalty in here is so low, so I'm going to grab Victor and reassign him to Cusco, in the hopes that that just fixes the loyalty problem. And then taking Antualia should be pretty easy. These units will, you know, flip independent here in a few turns, but I'm not worried about that. Getting up here to fight Catargia might be a bit of a quest, but it's one that I'm willing to undertake. Let's also plunder his trade routes for a little bit of extra gold. I don't think this battering ram is needed to the north, actually. Yeah, so I do need it somewhere. We'll put Himiko in this city, position it right beside the city center. We'll use her Himiko's charm ability to get an extra envoy and 100 faith, and then we'll use Himiko's rule to re-levy this city-state's military. I'm gonna need some exploration forces now. Most of my early game resources have been pushing me towards this war. Can I safely get kills here? We'll kill the vampire, and we're trying to just level these guys up by fighting a lot with them. These swordsmen should be able to come in and clear out this swordsman. This great general should be safe to move forward as well. And you should be okay to move forward a bit and then take a promotion. So I have really, really highly promoted infantry here. I'm very, very happy about that. Let's place our free envoy in here. One turn until these guys flip independent. I'll be able to grab them again. That's okay. Alright, so all of my city-state units have flipped and gone away, but I have Himiko in position to re-levy them with Himiko's rule. Click. They all belong to me now, and we discovered Maui. Build a mine on Niter to get the advance for rifling. That rifling tech is this one over here. Now I need to build an armory, and I think the place to do that will be my capital. And that'll get me towards Muskman a little bit quicker. But now I have Niter resources coming in, so I'm in good shape. I might have to build a few more extra horsemen. It's kind of a thought that I'm having. I have a trader here, and I think it would be good to trade with some city-states. Right, there's apprenticeship. We have access to the industrial zone. Can I actually build those in my capital? Oh no, did I forget to purchase the settler? Actually, you know what? I'm going to save my faith. It's good that I forgot to purchase a settler, because I'm going to save my faith to be able to get what you call them? What do you call those things? Heroes. I'm going to get Himiko back in a little while. So yeah, I'm gonna save my faith. I'm not going to buy my settlers. Right, great. So the Niter mine is up in here. I think it will be good to get that fish online, because that's going to be a valuable tile. It'll allow the city to grow and get production. And then maybe I'll throw down one extra mine here, and then we're good to go, essentially. Let's grab mathematics for the extra movement for naval units. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I just go straight for gunpowder. Yeah, I think straight for gunpowder is the move here, because I'm already building the armory. It'll improve my quarries and give me access to musketmen, which will make the city-state swordsmen even more insane. We can mill this crossbowman out of it. Step this guy to the right. Oh, the city has walls now, which means this guy needs to like change his pace. It's a bit of a problem. I can kill that crossbowman though, I think. Like so. Right, we have access to civil service. Nothing super useful there except for the amenity for garrisoned unit that we could probably make use of across our empire. It's not a priority for me though. Yeah, I need this battering ram here. It'll take 2 turns to get over to the city. And I purchased myself a second battering ram to the north so that I could take this city. I'm going to use my scout to tank the hit from the city. The city looks like it's already set up to be a sciencey kind of city, so library it is. We got our watermill in Debrecen. There's 4 turns left on the super fast like city center building thing, so I'll just quickly grab a monument because my culture is a little bit weak at this point in the game. Cusco grabbed its granary. I do want that trade route. I already have a harbor with a lighthouse in here. This is pretty much a gold generation city as far as I can tell. It definitely needs a builder to improve its tiles, so we'll spend a bit of time getting some builders out. So my poor little scout got murked. That's okay. I would have preferred if he lived, but I don't care if he dies, sort of a thing. All right, let's bring this guy in. Battering ram should rip the walls down. And we have a promotion available, so he should be able to keep up that fight for a while. Catapult moves forward. We shoot the city with the catapult to bring the walls down slightly. Battering ram moves forward as well. I think since Himiko is going away next turn, I think it's okay to burn a little health to do damage to the city with Himiko's overwhelming power. We have the encampment in Pex. I could go for the Alhambra. It's a 66 turn build. The city... Oh no, my dam! My dam, my dam, my dam. Damn it. That's gonna hurt. That really sucks. I should have maybe researched dams first. I got it placed. I should have really known that floodplains tend to spawn niter. I mean, it's not the end of the world. This is still a good pair of industrial zones. They're just a bit worse, and then this thing will flood a bunch, which has its own downsides. I may as well get started on that industrial zone. At least I'll place it, because the city can. And I think my capital should be able to place its industrial zone in the near future as well. Man, that sucks. That really sucks. That upsets me a little bit. Himiko has died, which is fine. We had planned for her death. Shouldn't be too many turns before we can sort of get her back. I do need to pick up faith from somewhere, though. It's kind of my main bottleneck for getting Himiko back. I might need a couple of holy sites. And I think if I can find some +3 holy sites, I'll place them. That's going to be like the whatchamacallit. Maybe Deprecan would be a good holy site production city. Yeah, this is probably where I produce my faith. Ollantaytambo has a campus. So it's a good science city. It has decent growth, very little production. So not enough production tiles, really. It only has a quarry, a forest. Is this a hill quarry? Yeah, it's a hill quarry. So that could be a mine. That could be a mine. That could be a lumber mill. So only really 3 production tiles. That does not scream like a production city. So I'll need to go a different route. Maybe commercial hub in here? Now, if I were to go like aqueduct into industrial zone, this would be a decent production city. Like, it wouldn't be amazing, but it would do the job. Like if I went aqueduct, industrial zone, commercial hub, something like that, it would have like a good spread. Although I really do want to keep my cities down to like 2 districts. So I could turn this into a production city, or maybe, you know what? This is, honestly, it already has the campus. Its best bet is probably to be a science and culture city. Although that only really makes sense over in Sazed because I have Pingala here. The culture aspect might be a bit of a waste, but then again, it might not be. So yeah, I think I'll turn this into a culture and science city. We'll just have it be that way. We'll get an entertainment complex as well to keep this city happy. Right, we have an envoy. I think I still have the first envoy card, so I'll plug that in. That makes friends with Nan Madal. Then I'll plug out Diplomatic League with Charismatic Leader. I'm happy with this spread of builds right now, because I am producing settlers in at least 1 city. We'll hit the city with a catapult. The battering ram will approach. We do damage. Who wants this promotion? Ideally, it would be this guy, but I already used him to fight on this turn. So you're quite a bit away from a level. Pretty much all my guys are pretty far away from a level, so it doesn't matter who gets it. That is the truth of the matter. Let's kill him. Nice. Alright, took a chunk of damage. Alright, I'm being denounced by Macedon. That's fine. My units are a little bit hurt, but I should be able to break this city now. Yeah, that should do it. And then I should be able to kill this vampire. I will spend a little bit of time healing up. I have a catapult. And now I'm in the exploration phase. I've basically won this war. Only thing left now is to take Chuquito. We have the amphitheater in Sazed. This city generates more science the more population it has, thanks to Pingala. So I need to make a decision about do I want to keep growing this city? If I do want to keep growing this city, it might be good to look into housing, but it does its housing limit and it has all of its current infrastructure. So maybe it would be good to produce settlers. Again, I'm trying to just find places I can put cities. This is to increase my loyalty as well as to get roads and infrastructure and just have access to more strategics and just a larger economy in general. I think I'm in like a really, really dominant position at the moment. I'm making only 55 science and 50 culture, which is a far sight less than most of the other civs in the game. However, I've invested very little in getting this powerful this early. It's a relatively large map. I feel like this would have worked a bit better on maybe a smaller Pangea style map, but that's okay. There is a ton of niter over here, so definitely I feel like this settler should maybe settle to grab those. If I settle here, I'd be able to grab both those niters, although those niters will probably go to Rapa Nui anyway, so maybe that's not worth my time. And eventually Debrecen or Rapa Nui will get some of these, so yeah, maybe it's not worth it to settle in here, and I should instead be looking to settle in the direction of my enemies. I know Indonesia is up this way, so I'm going to like do little island or coastal hopping. There's also another player here to my east. I've just barely spotted the corner of their borders, and I wonder who that is. So the vampires, you know, warping over here is a bit of a problem for me. Let's retreat. I'm going to have to wait for backup. I'm going to vote for Alexander here and border control treaty for myself. I'm hoping he gets that trade route because he's the only player right now who hasn't at war with me. So if I had him having that bonus... it looks like Katarja got it, which is unfortunate. But I did win the culture bomb district thing. I don't think I built an archer this game. So my district shots are very, very weak. It might be a good idea to pick up an archer real quick. Because there is a Indonesian warrior running around my territory being annoying. Yeah, like if you look at my city shots here, I think they do like 0 damage. Yeah, I do 3 base damage because I never built a ranged unit this game. So, good thing I have that archer on the way. Okay, we got our monument in Pex. Now my question is, man, I could go... It's a 54 turn on the Alhambra. I feel like I have to go for my industrial zone. Do I bother going for things like my stable and barracks? No, I think I get this. I think I get the city's production up and running. Industrial zone into aqueduct is the move. So it looks like this is Mongolia, and I'm not actually seeing loyalty problems from them just yet, which is a bit odd because normally you can see that in the fog of war even when you haven't seen another player. Right, we got ourselves a settler finished, and we actually did manage to find Mongolia, and now it's showing me the loyalty over here. I'm thinking I might throw a city down, probably throw down like 3 cities in this area, maybe 2, but I know one of them is going to be coastal to facilitate my troops coming up onto here. I'll also want a trade route to get a road into here because Al-Malik will be tough to break. Now, he has a pretty beefy military, but his ports are sort of vulnerable. I think if I have musketmen, I should be okay. Yeah, I think if I have musketmen, I should be okay to break this. But beyond musketmen, I may settle on the Mercury here. Although if I settle on the cattle, I'll get +1 food in my city center and be able to aqueduct to this. And I could get another city on this river system. Maybe I'll settle there. It's a little bit closer technically, which means more loyalty pressure. And leaves more room to the west over here for more cities. So yeah, I think I'll settle my city right here as a bridge to Al-Malik. The really good news is I actually managed to steal the pyramid. So I'm very happy about that. It means all my builders are now way more efficient. I'm a little bit annoyed about these warriors running around. They're going to pillage my infrastructure a bit, which is it's going to make my life a little bit harder. I wish I had an archer. I should have... I don't know why I didn't build an archer this game. It was just like a really dumb thing that I just didn't do. And of course, the turn after I meet Mongolia, he denounces me. Pop down the holy site in Debrecen. Now that we have got our builder over here and we got some tile improved, we can get that holy site pretty quick. And this is going to be just a really nice faith city, so we can get our heroes more often. The main use of it this game is faith, is to get our heroes faster. I'm going to pop down this city right here. Kaboom! We get some era score. And more importantly, we are this is a very close city to settle to Mongolia. And that's going to really help with loyalty and just reinforcing. We'll be able to get troops in here. I'm going to go for the granary because I want the city to grow. Again, for loyalty pressure, you want growth. As much growth as you can get. I am a little bit worried that it's 6 turns until the next era. And I have 3 era score to go. One thing I could go for is a is maybe a galley of some kind to get era score. I'm trying to just think. The big thing would be if I could kill Chikuto in 6 turns. You know what? If I can kill them in 6 turns, I can get 5 era score and guarantee a golden age. So I'm gonna just push hard. My people will settle wherever they want. Yeah, I'm just gonna push hard for Chikuto. Problem is my swordsmen aren't quite as strong as they used to be. Just making my life hell. I'm gonna sacrifice Ollantaytambo and run my black armies to the north because they might be able to do more. Yeah, the lack of Himiko giving me that extra 10 combat strength is a bit of a problem, and I don't have musketmen yet, and I'm still 2 turns from building the armory. But I do have my archer now, and that's going to help fend off these, little fools running around my territory. This city right here is never going to do much more than generate gold for me. So I'm pretty much just going to do commercial hub stuff, build the arena for a little bit of extra amenities, and then ignore this city forever. Let's shoot this with my catapult. Can I get that kill? I can. You can retreat to heal, like so. You can pull back to here. Man, I need to break this city in like just a couple of turns. I've got 4 turns to kill Chikuto. And I don't know if I can do it. That is my problem right now. I don't know if I can actually do it. The catapult will help. The catapult will help, but I need these black armies to really do the heavy lifting here. We have Divine Right now, so we could plug in Chivalry, and I think I will plug in Chivalry so that I can start building my black armies and eventually my hussars as well. Let's pick up Mercenaries for the ability to upgrade our units for half discounts. That's going to become increasingly important, especially as we're approaching musketman tech and hussar tech. Let's harvest this cattle. That will boost this city's population up to 2. And then the city will be force grown next turn as well, so it'll hit 3 population incredibly quickly. Lovely. We have the armory in our capital now, and we have a few kind of pressure points of decisions to make. Do we go whole hog into military production in our capital and start spamming out units? Do we go for the industrial zone now? It's a +6 industrial zone right there, which would pretty much about a third more production here, which is a lot. It's a lot of production, and then we can build even more units later on. We could also opt to go for our harbor right now if we want to go more of a trade route direction. And really this boils down to what do I need in my empire right now? I think right now, economically, my empire is pretty okay. We have enough science to keep things going. We're using boosts to stay relatively on par with the AI technologically. We are pretty behind some of the top tech people, but on average, we're only like 2 or 3 technologies behind people. So we're not majorly in need of science from my capital, and my capital isn't really a place I would get science anyway. I could go for things like military engineers to start building roads, but I don't think that's worth it until you have railroads, because you just end up spending a ridiculous amount of production for very small amounts of roads. And if I wanted roads, I would go for harbors in lighthouses. So military engineers, even though I have the armory, aren't a choice. Now, I might get 1 military engineer to get the boost for ballistics, which would push me up towards cuirassiers. So I think what we do is we power hard. We power hard for the late game production by grabbing myself an industrial zone here, because this is a lot of production. So let's bring our catapult forward with our black armies. We'll start hammering this city, and our main goal here is to just do damage to the city. That's all that we care about. Is it worth it to attack this vampire? I have 3 turns to take the city. I could bring the vampire down low on health, get a promotion, maybe be able to do something with that. And I think generally we're kind of in an okay position. We might be able to break this city in 2 turns. It depends on how things work out. I'm kind of tempted to smash this guy into the city because he will get a promotion, or he might die if the vampire attacks. But if the vampire attacks out, I'm actually quite happy about that. This guy's about to become a knight, or he's about to go independent. How much of an army does Lahore have? Lahore pretty much has this heavy chariot at the moment. I could turn him into a knight for 80 gold, and I believe there is a boost for getting a kill with a knight, which is military science. So if I were to move him forward casually here and then turn him into a knight, I might be able to get him up here and get a kill. in these 5 turns that he has remaining and get the boost for Hussar, which would be pretty cool. Or else I could just re-levy Lahore. Okay, so he attacked me. Shame on a worthy foe. We can do something like this. We can step this swordsman forward, kill that guy. He's now inside that city. We bombard it with this guy. We move you to the left. We hit the city. Then you should be able to get a major victory, clear the city, kill the vampires, and wipe him out, getting me enough era score to secure a golden age for my next age. And we have done it. We have managed to kill the Inca in the first 2 episodes using basically a military that we got from Rapa Nui. The only real units in this army are, I think, a swordsman that I lost, and then these 2 black armies. The really nice thing now, though, is I may be able to get peace with some of these city-states in the near future. I do have a few of them who are still at war with me because they don't like the fact that I'm at war with their suzerains. But 5 turns from now, this military emergency should end, and I'll be able to peace out Guitarja and Poundmaker. I have a couple of fast-moving units that I can use to explore the land. Maybe find some more players. I have my next military target, which is Mongolia. Now, Mongolia is going to be a tough war. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but we will have city-state boosted musketmen and potentially even Himiko on my side if I can maybe figure out a way to get her. It may involve doing something like going for theocracy this game. To get that extra little bit of faith per citizen and the 15% discount. I think I might actually do theocracy this game purely for that extra bit of faith and the discount so I can keep Himiko up. Because if I can get Himiko up, I can levy city-states, I can make friends with them, I can do all sorts of crazy stuff with them. They did manage to get 1 pillage on me, which I am not happy about. Indonesia did. In fact, would they have taken peace? That's a good question. Yeah, they would. They would actually take peace. I'm going to get peace with these guys, and that's just so I can have an easier time negotiating with some of these city-states. I would especially like, probably after I pick up musketmen, I'm going to go in the direction of education to get an extra bit of science per turn. I'm making 7 great scientist points per turn, but it's still not really even enough to even scratch the surface. All the great scientists have just been going. I'm guessing Korea or someone in this game, or else people are just crazy for great scientists in the recent patch. I'm going to call that the end of the episode, though. We have made significant progress. We have killed our first player. We're on the road to snowballing. We're not quite there yet because the AI is, very, very strong. And that first war was mostly a stroke of luck. But yeah, I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!